Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Riley Lewis, filling in for Kara McKinney. Do you remember the mayor of Dolton, Illinois? You may know her by her other monikers, such as Super Mayor or the Dolton Dictator. Well, Tiffany Henyard is caught up in a boatload of scandals right now for using taxpayer money to go on lavish vacations, eat fancy meals, pay for a hair and makeup team and billboards and advertisements, and the list goes on and on and on. And since we last discussed this story, the village of Dolton is calling for Henyard's resignation, no surprise, and some were able to speak to her directly at a council meeting last week, raising concerns of her dereliction of duty as mayor. They want transparency, asking where did all the money go? And it's a good question. City workers reported that they weren't being properly paid for what was previously approved. But Tiffany doesn't take well to criticism. Who would be surprised? Anytime you raise concerns to her face, this is exactly how she handles it.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Dolton's difficulties got worse in recent weeks with water main breaks Henyard blames on trustee budget cuts. Then 4 people were shot and injured last week, leaving nerves frayed and Henyard's opponents pointing out her sizable security detail.
It's unfortunate that politics are being played, but what has happened is $1 million out of my budget has been cut because of politics.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work.
Ah, right. Okay. So because she's a black woman, we can't question her motives? Is that what I'm hearing? Is it now racist to ask important questions about the mishandling of money in a city where it's 91% black? Well, Tiffany is definitely feeling the heat, and rightfully so, now that her job's in jeopardy. But leave it to the village of Dolton to hire the best legal representation around. And no, it's not Sunny Hostin from The View, unfortunately. No. Earlier this week, Dolton hired former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to launch an investigation into Tiffany Henyard. Lightfoot will be paid $400 an hour to get to the bottom of corruption allegations against Henyard. Lightfoot says, and I'm not exaggerating here, that her experience leading Chicago will help provide findings and recommendations without bias. She's tasked to find out where the millions of dollars in unpaid bills went and what went on during that lavish business trip to Las Vegas and about Henyard's Village Board of Trustees last year. So joining us now to discuss is comedian Alex Stein. Alex, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me, Riley. You know, what a crazy news cycle that these mayors in Dolton just basically laundering money just like they're doing in the Ukraine right now.
Yeah, crazy is a polite way to put it, but I don't understand this. Help me out here. So she loses her own re-election bid in a landslide last year to Brandon Johnson, who's even more radical than she is, and then the city decides to hire the former scandal-plagued mayor to investigate another scandal-plagued mayor? I mean, should we just call de Blasio and Adams in on this as well?
Yeah, no, they would probably do a better job. But hey, listen, let's not discredit Beetlejuice. I mean, Beetlejuice is, they come back from the dead. So Beetlejuice might know more than we may know personally between you and I. But listen, it's obvious that she's doing something corrupt. Like the more she is playing the victim role when you're the mayor, that's the last thing you should do is play the victim. So that's what makes me think that she's guilty of something when she's like, oh, woe is me. You're the mayor. Like, fuck up, Buttercup.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when Brandon Johnson came out a couple of months ago and said something like, guys, I can't stop the crisis with illegal immigration because I got a wife and kids and there's just too much going on. And it's like, you can't do your job as mayor because you have a family? Is this the new standard for elected officials in Chicago?
Well, to be honest, I haven't met an elected official that I'm super impressed with. I mean, I'm friends with some that are in Congress, but a lot that I meet, these people are basically just lapdogs. They get nominated by some political action group and they win, and they're not qualified. You really and truly, I'm telling you this, 99% of politicians probably go into politics with the, right motivations, but as soon as they get there, the power corrupts them all.